Howdy, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. I'm recording this on Thursday, June 22nd, 2023. Trying to adjust a few things here, trying to get this in tune here, and trying to let you guys know a little bit about, I wanted to do this live, but with this terrible Wi-Fi connection I have now that's a little bit out of my control, I figured, you know what, let me do a pre-recorded thing. The last 2 days I was sick. Well, prior to today, I felt a lot better today. I felt a little weak still this morning. Now I feel physically okay, mentally and financially I'm wiped out, but I'm going to talk about a few of those things. And like I said, I prefer to do this as a live, but for some reason that seems to be more taxing on the Wi-Fi. And I'm desperately in need of 2 phone calls. I do have my phone on airplane mode so it doesn't interrupt this broadcast. And we all know about my mom's house phone. That's going to ring anytime soon. So if you do hear that, I apologize. I'm going to do one thing real quick. I kind of want to talk to you guys about this one video I did that um, I'm kind of proud of in a way, but it kind of hits a nerve. And I'm just shooting it to you honest. And let me find this here. I just did another episode of, oh, you know what? Helps if I go to the right platform. I went to Facebook. Gee, Money, you're an idiot. And it's definitely not Yahoo. Hit the right Y on your, there you go. I think we're in the right ballpark now. So I did a story time, I believe it was yesterday. Story time number 107. So I'm going to just clicked on my channel, and that story, usually my long format story times do terrible. When I say terrible, they may get 14 views, they may get 30 views. I don't even know what the max I've ever gotten on a story time. But as I learn more about YouTube, I realize I'm messing with this mic. I shouldn't be doing that because it's going to pick up a lot of vibration. But currently, as it sits now on the regular YouTube format, I have 264 views. And now I'm going to go to YouTube Studio and just talk to you about some things I notice in YouTube, and that they're not always in sync, or some people have told me the YouTube Studio, your regular platform will catch up with it later. So right now, as I'm in the YouTube Studio, it's telling me it has 274 views. So now let me go back to the other format. I'm going to talk to you about one of the comments I got. And right now, with so much going on in my life, I am not going to lie to you. I am a little bit sensitive to certain things. So let me see if I can find this comment, and kind of hit a nerve a little bit. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, here it is. I'm about to click on it. So this was from a female, and sounds to me like she was being honest, but then just tell me how you would take this. I'm just going to read it to you. So it says, I'm finding it hard to watch your video. Maybe write down what you want to say to help you from not repeating some of the things you did in the video. I love that you care. It's definitely apparent that you care. I'm not trolling. I would love to see more of your videos and comment in a positive way, especially about fishing for largemouth bass. And then Jesus loves you, and so do I. So I don't know how to take that. Sounds like it's a slam. And then another guy wrote, answer your phone. I think sounds like he was, I know nobody was trying to, I had my, whoever faces nightlife is, I have a feeling he was joking around about my mom's phone ringing. which I can take that one. Okay. I'm like, all right, I get, trying to be funny. But, so when the person, the female that made that comment above, I'm like, all right, let me, well, maybe there's a lesson here to be learned, or, take constructive criticism. There it goes. Just like clockwork, just like I tell you, it's like I get, and I'm glad people realize I'm not crazy when I tell them this phone rings 200 times a day. I could unplug both of them, but if I forget to plug it back in, and some, it's just like it could create a whole nother mess with another person. So I just kind of try and deal with it, but it's very difficult. But so the lady that made that comment, I said, well, appreciate her, watching and at least commenting. That was nice of her, and ended it with some positivity, and she may be a new subscriber because I'm now up to 500. I don't know how long that's going to stick. I do appreciate, me finally reaching that. I feel better at, when I get to 503 or 505 and be there for 48 to 72 hours. But so that's kind of encouraging. But so I decided, let me go over and click on, just check her content out. So it's not a bash on her, but it's like, it's comparing apples to apples, right? So I forget what she had, something like 18 subscribers and 2 videos, and they were from like, don't quote me on this. So like, I forget the exact date. Like one was from 2016, one was from 2019. Then she had playlists of like some music. So I'm like, well, all right, well, I appreciate the advice, but I'm putting in the work, attempting to do it. And the reason I did it so spontaneously was my YouTube. Hopefully we came back all in the same video. Yeah, a lot of issues with the Wi-Fi here. But Linda Peterson was commenting, via text and in the comment field that she couldn't come up on a live broadcast because she had lost her voice. I don't know if something surgery related or is sounding to me like possibly laryngitis. And that's reminded me of that story, why I did that story time. And, that's why I posted it so spontaneously, because I really don't, at times it does help to script things. And I don't consider myself an expert at YouTube. And I have a lot of challenges in my life, in a lot of different departments. But editing is not a great thing. And sometimes when you just wing it, it does better. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's a flop. But so that's what I did. I told my story the best of my recollection, because when I was reminded of it, I got everything set up and just started telling my story the way I remembered it. And, did I repeat myself? I didn't even go back to watch it, to be honest with you. I was thinking to myself, well, I tried to tell the story the best way I could, tried to be me, but that's the product that came out. And, whatever, I'm over 260 views on a story time, which is unheard of. I've never hit 100 views. I don't think I've ever hit 50 views on a story time episode, but I think I'm getting better at learning the hashtags and stuff like that. I did it a little bit different this time. I actually added a little bit more. And so that, as far as views, that probably helped me. One hashtag that I did use was a term called human trafficking. I was a little leery about using sex trafficking. I wasn't sure how YouTube was going to pick that up. I still don't know all those, do's and don'ts about what you can say, what you can't say. So I that was originally going to be what I was going to, then I thought, let me change it to human. A lot of times they're correlated to a degree. So that's what I did. So, like I said, I've been sick for a couple of days. I feel a little bit better today physically. A lot of other things are going terrible in my life, but, and the other guy that visits from time to time, he has a service dog, and apparently he has a very long leash, and his service dog decided to eat that leash, which really changed a lot of our plans and a lot of things financially for me, and so like try and read between the lines. But the dog was in pretty grave condition because it was, I don't know the exact length of the leash, but if it's the one that I've walked him on before, it's a very long leash, that sometimes that also is the leash that he runs on from the garage when he's here at the house. And it's a long leash, probably at least 20 feet long. And, but like I said, his service dog's a Rottweiler, and the dog's cute, definitely hard-headed, and not here to bash the dog. Dogs can be dogs. I've had 2 white German Shepherds, and they can do some stupid stuff. But so for whatever reason, this dog ate his entire leash, and so the dog looks like it. After a phone call today that I had to initiate, I'm trying to get status on a lot of different things, and sounds like the dog is possibly going to live, and possibly could even be released tonight. And so while I was also there visiting my mom at her rehab facility, and for anybody that's a new viewer, new subscribers, whatever, my mom is almost close to 90 years old. I would say 89 and a half, and she has dementia. She's physically very weak. She tried to walk this service dog for some reason. And then the dog saw a rabbit. My mom fell, busted her face open, her cheekbones, got a concussion, broke some ribs. So that's where we are with that. If you're new, I'm just, for the old subscribers, I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself, but I'm just trying to tell a story for everybody. So she's been up there, and she feels very lonely, a different lifestyle for her. So today I was checking on, like, she's supposed to eat specialty salads and stuff like that. And they've had some of those salads longer than they're supposed to have them. So I kind of gave them, I said, look, these got to be thrown away. They should be doing that. They're not accurate on that part, but I know how things can fall through the cracks. But if you're a professional facility, I shouldn't have to go behind you to check on everything. But so that's what I did. And I found out, they're lacking in that department. And right prior to me checking on the food source, I asked to check on the status of her, what her potential release date could be. And, I said, well, we're going to have a guy named Damien come up and talk to you, so she called right there in front of me. And then, he literally came within 2 or 3 minutes. I was happy with that. I was impressed with that. Sometimes these people are busy, attending to other patients or informing other families. So I was impressed with that. I was still communicating with the lady about the salad, so he waited patiently. So I did appreciate that as well. So I'm just asking him politely, what can you just give me a ballpark, just what you guys are evaluating, what you think, and he goes, yes, as of right now, we suggest her rehab continue for another week to 2 weeks. But unfortunately, today I have to, I don't know if he said unfortunately, but he said, but today I have to send an evaluation to the healthcare provider, the insurance company. And so I said, so he kind of he didn't wink, but he was telling me in a roundabout way to communicate. He says, yeah, we should know something within 48 to 72 hours. And, so it's up to them, is what he said. So if you know anything about insurance companies and healthcare, they're always trying to save a nickel. So with everything being very chaotic in all three of our lives, I'm the second son, the first son, and then my mom. Well, I'm like the redheaded stepchild. That's reality, right? But I'm the one that lives closest, that monitors her daily and calls her multiple times a day. So I hear that, and I'm not thrilled about that because there's a lot of other previous conversations I've had with another person. But the whatever they call it, the caseworker needs to come in and evaluate the house for like grab bars. There's grab bars in the extra bathroom. The grab bars in my mom's bathroom are not set up and stable. Not set up. They're here, but they're not installed yet. So my brother's he's a new contractor, and he was going to do that, and for whatever reason, they're here. They're not installed yet. So that stuff with his dog and stuff with my job. It's I don't have the tools to tackle that project. I don't, in case something would happen, I don't have the insurance, So that's where we stand with that. Then there's another phone call. Anybody want to talk to this person? It's somebody from India calling. If anybody knows Indian, please raise your hand and say you will talk to them, because that's how it works around here. So just a lot of stuff's going on, and I'm still waiting to hear. The opening of this bait and tackle shop is coming soon. Allegedly, I'm still haven't really communicated much this week with the guy, and I'm waiting. I'm trying to get clarity in my life. I'm supposed to work this weekend, and I'm going to try and reach out to him tonight. Hopefully, I get a phone call from the other guy so I can have some direction on how I'm going to approach trying to arrive out there to stay gainfully employed. Some other complicated stuff happened with finances based on projected income, and so my life is very chaotic right now. Pretty much out of all money, and not pretty much. I'm like very close to being out of all money. You can't make money if you can't get to your job. If your job's not real close, then you're really screwed, because now you're like a submersible submarine running out of oxygen. That's basically, same analogy. My life's pretty close to, because I trust. Sometimes I trust too much, and sometimes I do the best thing I can to protect my credit and hope things advance in a positive way. But this bait shop thing has not advanced as rapidly as I had hoped, and I'm hoping that really changes soon, because I've got bills and I'm running out of money. I'm like real close to, embarrassed to even mention the amount, but I'm trying to just get there, trying to get to Sunday night, and but there's a lot of other things I could talk about. Just talking to my mom, it really frustrates you, because my mom will tell me the same thing 10 times in a row within 10 minutes. And it pisses you off. And you can't help but get pissed off, because you feel like there should be a part of her brain that eventually would understand that. I know that's the disease, but I go up there to try and comfort her and talk to her, and hopefully we can comfort each other, and it's the same thing every visit, and I know it's not getting any better. So it's frustrating. You can't help but get ticked off, especially the position I'm in right now. I'm relying on somebody who's basically not in my corner. So it's there's not a consistent, and I understand the dog thing. Trust me, I don't want to sound like a jackass. That sucks. I don't know why he has a service dog. I don't know if it's because of his heart problems or an emotional thing, or I don't know what it is. I never did ask. I was never told. It doesn't matter, if he's got a service dog and it's a real service dog, then it's supposed to do something positive for him, go with it. But so like when I talk about the curse, every time I try and project something positive for my future based on a dates of things that could affect my credit or affect my survival, and the weak link in my life right now, sometimes I have to rely on other people. And that sucks. That's the worst feeling in the world. That really sucks. I don't like that. I don't like that. I can't wait to be out of that. But I don't think I'm going to be able to see the end, to get out of that. It's so bad right now. Like, I want to share, but it's like, it's so personal. And then there's going to be, well, why are you in that? And it's been a whole 60, almost 61 years. July 29th, I'll be 61, right? And I've lived a cursed life, and it just sucks. Like, I've talked about it so many times. I talked about it on a live podcast with Tish Ross and all the different things. And, I didn't even get to hit on all the topics, and, that bother me. And, just like, feel like you're being played, like God's, all right, you're going to you got the short straw today. So this is how you're going to live your life. It's shitty, just shitty. I'm not going to lie to you. Hopefully that's a passable word on YouTube, but that's kind of how I feel. So I'm speaking from my heart. And so literally the next 18 hours are very crucial to my survival, literally very crucial, because if you can't get to work, you can't make the income. That's employment 101 basics, right? As much as you want to, it's a good opportunity, but it's not close. It was the best opportunity it came at simultaneously as another opportunity. A bad situation was leaving my life, and now I really want to perform well, but it's I'm like, once again, the weak link is I'm waiting on the thumbs up from the bait shop owner. And it's also like an art gallery. We're going to talk about that more in the future. But so I'm just waiting on the thumbs up. Like, yeah, we got the green light on everything, certificate of occupancy. Can you work the hours you said? And he's already tried to change that, what we agreed upon. So I'm kind of like a little iffy in that department. He talked about all these hours he wanted to be open. Now he's like changed it a lot, and he sounds like he doesn't have any other employees lined up, where he should have at least run some Craigslist ads for employment. And I'm not knocking him. He might have some stuff behind back doors that I'm not aware of, but last time we spoke, he didn't have any other employees. Like, I don't know what you think. I can't spend $20 in fuel to go out there per day and work 10-hour days, and while I have mom that needs assistance and stuff like that. So just trying to give you guys an update. I wanted to do that live yesterday, but I was feeling beat, man. I was defeated. I was physically defeated. The night before, I had chills so bad, but I was sweating, and it felt like it was 20 degrees in the house. So I felt really bad. So I don't know what I had, but it seems to have passed. And I just wanted to talk to the subscribers and tell me how you feel. If with that comment, should I be more thick-skinned? I'm probably not real thick-skinned at this point in time in life, because everything that's going on that female that made that comment. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of free time to go out fishing and crabbing and all the things I want to do to really make it an outdoors channel. So if she's watching, I apologize for that, just based on everything that's happened, ever since Hurricane Ian. If she is from this region, then she'll understand Hurricane Ian. But there's so many areas still devastated. And once I get an opportunity to film where this bait shop is located, it's very hard due to all this construction and rebuild that's being going on out there. once I can find a parking space and actually film some of the buildings that are just still like just crushed right in the water, buildings that were basically right by the roadside that were built on like the wooden pilings that were above the water level and stuff like that, they're gone. Like everything's gone. All you see is wooden pilings. Like there was restaurants and shops and stores. All you see is wooden pilings now. It's tragic. And I want that story to be told. They're gradually doing some cleanup, but there's still a lot of like massive destruction out there that I do want to document. Just so people understand the region I'm working in and understand that, because it is a very popular fishing region. It's also very, very eccentric little, it was you could do a lot of walking up and down by a lot of different types of art and crafts and stuff like that. So I'm going to end this broadcast. I appreciate everybody tuning in, listen to Jailbait and Tackle outdoors sometimes. And remember, always know your legal limits and try and stay positive, even sometimes even in the worst conditions, right? I'm trying to stay positive, but reality is going to set in eventually. Peace out, folks. Thank you, Americans, for watching.